أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. والله أنزل من السماء ماء فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يسمعون وإن لكم في الأنعام لعبرة نسقيكم مما في بطونه من بين فرث ودم لبنا خالصا سائغا للشاربين ومن ثمرات النخيل والأعناب تتخذون منه سكرا ورزقا حسنا إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يعقلون وأوحى ربك إلى النحل أن اتخذي من الجبال بيوتا ومن الشجر ومما يعرشون ثم كلي من كل الثمرات فاسلكي سبل ربك ذللا يخرج من بطونها شراب مختلف ألوانه فيه شفاء للناس إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يتفكرون والله خلقكم ثم يتوفاكم ومنكم من يرد إلى أرذل العمر لكي لا يعلم بعد علم شيئا إن الله عليم قدير.
Before proceeding with this tonight's event, I'd like to give a brief introduction about tonight's guest, Shaykh Muhammed Al-Kawthari. Born and raised in the UK and under his father's guidance, he memorized the Quran at the age of 9 years old and graduated from Dar al-Ulum. For Islamic education. And after that he traveled abroad to Syria and Pakistan to increase and gain more knowledge about Islam. And currently he's lecturing, giving lectures in Shaykh Muhammad. I forgot the name of your institute. The one in Dar al-Ifta. Okay. And now he's lecturing, giving and is a director in Dar al-Ifta in the UK. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome Shaykh Muhammed Al-Kawthari.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا يا رب العالمين. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. Respected brothers, sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Everybody well here, inshallah? That's a good auditorium. First of all, it's an honor, it's a privilege to be with you today, this evening, on the 13th of February 2015, for a very important topic and subject. MashaAllah, many brothers and few brothers and many sisters. It's always the case anyway. Jazakallah khair for the ISOC, Brother Primur and his team, and brothers for organizing this event, inviting me. And I apologize that I was supposed to come here, I think, a couple of weeks ago, in February or sometime. And just last minute, I was not able to make it. So, inshallah, this is rescheduled, this event. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the efforts and all of you and reward all of you for coming here, accept your study and give you tawfiq and grant you more knowledge of deen, of dunya, of ilm and Islam, keep you steadfast, give you a good this life and a good next life, and me as well, inshallah. Very important subject. So many different aspects to talk about in this subject and time. We can't really talk about these issues in a lot of detail, so just a few points and reminders that I have. These are all students who are medics from. So whether someone is studying pharmacy or any aspect of medicine, you want to be a surgeon, Royal College of Surgeons, what are you studying?
You chose wrong person.
The wrong person. Anyone else? Someone at the back there?
Medicine.
What aspect of medicine?
We started with general medicine.
You're doing general.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. I have a lot of friends who are medics, doctors. I've been dealing with these issues for the past 7, 8, 9, 10 years, around 10 years. These issues are very important, but I will just, in the beginning, as I was told, part of the topic is, first of all, I want to talk about general Islamic medical ethics. General. We're going to talk about Islamic medical ethics because, you study the legal side or other aspects of ethics. So this topic is basically you want to know the Islamic medical ethics, which are generally more or less common ethics anyway. So I'll talk about those briefly as an introduction, and then inshallah ta'ala we will go into some specific topics like the ones that have been given to me here. Talk briefly about organ donation and abortion and all these things. But from a general point of view, what we need to first realize is that in Islam, there's a lot of emphasis and a lot of reward, a lot of significance given to medicine and the people of medicine. A lot of importance given to who? Medicine and the people of medicine. Like, a lot of importance is given to ilm of deen, of sharia, of the Quran and Sunnah, and the people, the virtues of the people of ilm. There's a lot of virtue for the people who know Islamic knowledge. Likewise, at the same level, the people of medicine and who have medicine itself is a very prestigious, very highly ranked. It has a great maqam level in Islam, and the people of medicine, ilm al-tib and atibba, both a lot of value. This is why one of the great imams from the early Muslims, Shafi'i, rahimahullah, used to say, al-ilmu ilman, ilmu al-fiqh lil-abdan, wa ilmu al-fiqh lil-adyan, wa ilmu al-tibb lil-abdan. Science is worth studying. But science is really worth studying. Two topics really worth studying are just two. Number one is religious sciences, so you learn the Quran and the Sunnah and you go deep into Islamic sciences or detail. That's one science because that's to do with your faith, that's to do with your next life. And the science of medicine, which is to do with this life. So this is why classically, historically, in the Muslim world, within Islamic circles, a lot of importance was given to the doctors, the medics, because and the scholars, because one caters for the next life, the other caters for this life. You need the badan, you need the jism, and there's a lot of emphasis in Islam to preserve, to protect, to safeguard our body, our health. Numerous ayat of the Quran, hadith, the human body, the human being is honored. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, we have honored Adam. The Quran says, وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ, don't put yourself in harm. There's numerous hadiths. The Messenger ﷺ once said to Ibn Abbas, he said, make a dua all the time, keep on asking Allah, Salillah al-afiyah. Ask Allah for afiyah, well-being. Well-being means sihha. Sihha means health, well-being. That's why there's another dua from the Sunnah. اللهم إنا نسألك الصحة والعفة والأمانة وحسن الخلق والرضا بالقدر. Oh Allah, we ask you for siha, health. Very important dua. We should make a habit of making this dua. Health, siha wal-iffa, chastity wal-amanata, trustworthiness, husn al-khuluq, good character, rida bil-qadr, which is being content with the fate and destiny of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of the scholars mentioned that one of the reasons that these things are all related, but I'll give you one mention. The one relationship between these things is siha and good character. They're related. When someone's healthy, they're generally very happy. When someone's got bad health, they generally don't become happy. They get moody. So, anyway, lots of emphasis given. The body, as Muslims, we need to realize that this body, Allah has given us health, that Allah has given us. We don't even own our bodies. Some of these topics, concepts, we'll keep them in mind because we'll refer to these when we talk about the actual points, the topics. But the human body itself is a man. You don't own your body. I don't own my body. This body, this health that Allah has given us, it's like, someone gives you here, borrow this, it's like you have to look after it. So this is what we have to preserve and look after it. In the hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إِنَّ لِجَسَدِكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقٍّ. Another riwayah, إِنَّ لِنَفْسِكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقٍّ. Your body has a right over you. That's why, just like it is fard, obligatory, compulsory, wajib, necessary for every Muslimah and Muslim, male, female Muslims, to offer Fajr Salah, likewise is fard. To look after your health. Likewise is fard. To exercise. Sometimes Muslims don't realize exercise. Heart diseases and diabetes, and it's like, Muslim, this is a fundamental part of Islam, to do exercise, go for a walk, eat healthy, live healthy. We need to talk about this. Doctors can talk about this. But we need Jumu'ah khutbahs on healthy eating, healthy living. I once gave a talk on this: healthy living, healthy eating. Healthy Muslim is a healthy living, eating person. It's actually a sin to not have a healthy diet is haram. Okay, I'm not going to use the extreme term, but seriously, it's not just about halal food and haram food, it's healthy food. That's why the Quran says, كُلُوا مِمَّا فِي الْأَرْضِ حَلَالًا طَيِّبًا. One of the meanings of tayyib is, halal is okay, it's just halal. Right? You've just about, slaughtered Islamically, it's not pork, it's halal food. Okay, you've got halal, dhabiha meat, But then Allah says, مِمَّا فِي الْأَرْضِ حَلَالًا طَيِّبًا. One other term. Tayyib means pure, wholesome, healthy. Even the chicken that you're eating, it might be halal, it might not be tayyib, because before it's slaughtered, how it's, it's organic, where it's catered for, how it's looked after, what it's been eating, all of that, and then who cooks the food. Part of tayyib is who cooks the food. Someone cooks the food and they make the dhikr of Allah, they're reciting the Quran, your mother is, or your wife, if you're married, she's reading the Quran, and she's cooking, that's barakat in the food, someone who's, it's a blessed food. Because this is tayyib. On the other hand, someone watching Bollywood movies, and cooking food. And when children eat this food, they become Salman Khan and they grow up. Literally, because the food has an impact. When women breastfeed, what they do at that time, they're watching TV and breastfeeding children, and they're pregnant. That's why there's lots of scholars talk about this from the ayat and hadith, that at the time of pregnancy, make sure do not sin, be very particular about these issues. So food should be tayyib, which is healthy food, diet. That's all with burgers and kebabs and all this. That's it. From now on, no more. You guys are medics, I'm sure. I have husnul dhan. I know you guys don't touch it. I know. I should be talking to somebody else. You guys are health conscious. Medics and burgers and kebabs and all these things. You preach, practice what you preach. So of course, you guys are, mashallah. But this is part of health, part of Islam. To, people, we should encourage people to exercise. إِنَّ لِنَفْسِكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقٍّ لِجَسَدِكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقٍّ. Your body has a right over you. Your health, it's part of, and one of the maqasid, you might know about this, but one of the objectives of Sharia is hifdul mal and hifdul nasab and hifdul aql and hifdul deen. So one of that is hifdul nafs, preservation of health, well-being. All of this. It's just too much, and of course, there's a long time. This is a topic, and so we can talk about this for 2-3 hours. But so, because of the great importance given on health and well-being, therefore, there are a lot of virtues. For this science, for the topic of medicine, and that's everything related to medicine. That's why one of the other Imams earlier on, he said, he said, I don't know any other subject, any other science after the science of ilm ba'da ilm al-halal wal-haram, more precious, more prestigious, more significant, more highly, leveled or has more position than the science of medicine. So, this is a very important science. And because health is a ni'mah that Allah gives, so anyway, because this is very important, the subject, the science, this topic is very important. It's one of probably the most prestigious subjects that you could, field you could get into and go into. Therefore, whenever something is very prestigious, has a high maqam, high position, high level, responsibility is huge as well. It comes with the territory. If someone's not doing anything, there's no responsibility. If you're doing something big, then responsibility is big as well. It comes with, like we say, with the territory. If you want to be a scholar of Islam, this is big responsibility. It's not all a joke. That's why one of the Imams, I think it was Muhammad Al-Kawthari, the teacher of Shafi'i and student of Imam Malik, he used to be sad all the time. Somebody asked him, why do you really sad like you don't smile? He said, I do try to smile, but it's so distressing. Why? He said, the reason is that I just think about my next life, that people have made my neck back a crossing bridge to either Jannah or hellfire or paradise. It's like they ask me, I teach people Islam, the delicate, detailed issues, I teach them, and the responsibility is on me. That's why the Hadith says that if someone gives a ruling, very delicate. So likewise, any high position, leader of the Muslim, of any country, Prime Minister, the President, the King, whoever it is, there will be questioned more on the Day of Judgment. If you want to take that job and task of being a leader of any organization, a small organization, you're a leader of that, with that comes responsibility. So likewise, with being a doctor, there are many responsibilities. Just one or 2 points and then we'll go into the topics. I was mentioning to these others as well just recently. One of the most important things, just 2, 3, 4, 5 points, is that this is general with everything in Islam. Whether someone's praying, whether someone's fasting, someone's doing something good, someone's feeding someone, entertaining a guest, or whatever. One of the basic things we have in our deen, what is that? Tasheehun niyyah, correcting of intention. Basic part of our deen. The first hadith, which is in Sahih al-Bukhari, most hadith collections. You know the hadith. What is it? إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Actions are according to intention. What does that mean? Actions are according to intention. Actions are, if you take the literal meaning of this, literal meaning, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. The literal meaning, actions come into existence by the intentions. You know Arabic? Innama al-a'mal, indeed, verily, actions come into existence by intentions. Which means that the cat or the dog in one riwayah wanted to drink water and took the sock off and put water. Yalhath, the words of the hadith. And because of that, فَغَفَرَ اللَّهُ لَهُ فَشَكَرَ فَشَكَرَ اللَّهُ لَهُ فَغَفَرَ. That Allah really valued this person's act and forgave. Something small, somebody comes and you could be forgiven for that. Ultimately, the main intention is to please Allah. That's what ikhlas is. Sincerity, correcting of intention is basically intending the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Intending the pleasure of Allah in everything we do. Why are we sitting here? Not for anything else. Everything else is secondary. Main objective, main intention is I want to please my God. Why am I standing here? I want to please Allah. Why are you sitting here? I want to please Allah. Why am I here? Everything we do, everything in our life. This is what is meant by ikhlas. وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. We've been ordered, we have to have the sincerity in our faith. So, if we correct that intention whilst we're studying whatever profession, then this profession, this study becomes an act of ibadah. You're coming all the way from Kuwait to Sharif al-Mubarakah, whatever that place is. I haven't been there yet. But you're coming from there to here, it will be an act of ibadah. You change your intention, perspective. You're not going for dunya. It's not there. You say, no, I'm going for deen. I'm being a doctor. Medicine, you just say medicine. Yeah. So this is deen. I'm not going to study dunya. I'm studying deen. I want to please Allah. I want to create. I want to come back, serve humanity, serve men and women and children. I want to help people so that they get health. When they get health, well-being, siha, afiyah, well-being, and then they become, whatever ibadah they do, you make an intention. If I give this, if I not give, of course, I'm just a subject. Allah is the one who gives shifa, of course. But if Allah uses me as a doctor as a means of giving shifa to this person, then this person, whatever good they will do, any good. If it's a Muslim, we offer fajr, dhuhr, asr, we fast, we do good deeds, and get the reward. Is it not? Let's just do something good, like some good, just good gesture, charity, not just ibadah, let's do good things. So anything, the rewards will come to you. But that's the intention if you have. And that's why you don't take this career as a job or as a task. Seriously, don't take it as a job, as a task, as a purely worldly act. I just want some hudud, dinar, what do you guys have there? You have dinar, yeah. That's it. Dinar. It's not for money. I just want to gather all the dinars and all the pounds and the dollars and whatever you Malaysians, I don't know what they have down there. Whatever they have. What do you have in Malaysia? Right? Ringgits. I went there many years ago, so I completely forgot. So therefore, it's very important. This is what Islam says. Islam says that the most important aspect of anything, but specifically for medics, for studying medicine, is to change the perspective. For a person of faith, for someone who believes in God, it's not about just this world, it's about the next world. Anything you do. So ultimately, it's to please God. All the rewards, this life is short. The next life, Muslims believe in the life which is hereafter. So this is why this aspect of serving humanity, having concern, compassion, love in the heart for human beings as well as animals, and then wanting to serve and keeping these types of hadiths in mind. من نفس عن مؤمن كربة من كرب الدنيا كرب الله عنه في الآخرة. Whoever alleviates difficulty, hardship from another, Allah removes the hardships of the next life. من يسر على معسر. Whoever makes ease, creates ease for someone in difficulty. من كان في حاجة أخيه كان الله في حاجته. Whoever is in the assistance of his brother, Allah is in his assistance. والله في عون العبد ما كان العبد في عون أخيه. Allah is in your assistance as long as you're in the assistance of your brother. All these type of things. Learn about these things. Learn. Just read them and keep all these things in mind. And then serve. That's the intention. Okay, so when a patient comes, don't just take it as a purely a job. Love your job. If you don't, I was telling you guys just before that, if you don't enjoy something, don't do it. If you don't, people sometimes just take career jobs just because there's a lot of money. No, do something that you're passionate about and you want to do it. You will wake up every day in the morning, despite raining and being so dull. I don't know, you guys have some of it, whatever you are. Dusty. And you still want to go in the dust. No problem, you're passionate. You want to wake up like, I want to go and work and help, be passionate. Not for money. It's something you should take a career which you enjoy and you are passionate about, and where you think you will be able to serve humanity at large, passionately. Number two, the second point in just general medical ethics is studying well. Of course, I don't need to tell you that, and you guys are here paying so much money to study, so of course you're going to study well. I've been just told how much you have to pay as foreigners, mashallah, very good. But study well, because especially in medicine, it's very important to study well. You know, there's a hadith that I just mentioned one. This is a topic. Each point requires an hour. I can talk about each of these points, and this is just an introduction. So I've told you that something like Islamic medical ethics, we need like 4 days, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, organ transplantation, we need about 3 hours really to talk about it properly. The PowerPoint presentation, everything requires lengthy discussion. But anyway, there's a hadith. أيما طبيب طبب على قوم لا يعرف له تطبب قبل ذلك فهو ضامن. Anyone who just became a doctor, household, homemade doctor. Here today we have so many in Muslim communities. Every auntie is a doctor. Everyone say, take this medicine and take this and cut this and do this and do that. Sometimes, you know, actually one of the etiquettes is when we go and visit a sick, ill person, we should leave medical issues to his doctor or the experts. Oh, you know, like the other day I was there and, you know, there was some medicines there, some brother came to the brother was ill and sick on his bed. These tablets, my doctor, somebody was given this, they died. The guy's sick, what are you talking about? So you give him, he's already got a heart attack, you give him more of a heart attack. Someone died taking this medicine. Each medicine, different people, different, you know, so people should leave, you know, expertise to the experts. And this is also the same case in Islamic knowledge. Same thing. Because, you know, sometimes we don't understand this. When people who are experts in Islamic knowledge leave expertise to the people of expertise. Today, everyone's the expert except the experts. We live in a time, everyone's an expert except the experts. So, especially in medicine, we don't interfere. Leave the people who are expert. They know. And therefore, study well. That hadith says that if somebody went, this is Sunan Abi Dawud, sound hadith, that if somebody goes to a person and doesn't really know, doesn't study well, and then starts practicing medicine, you open up a surgery, you become a GP, you call it GP here as well, general practitioner, you become a doctor or whatever, you're a surgeon, Royal College of Surgeons, you start operating, whatever. But here, this won't happen because, you know, you can't legally do these things, you have to be qualified. But if someone doesn't, or say somebody cheated, for example, don't cheat. You can't cheat and get a degree and then take a job Islamically. It's haram. Don't get too scared as well about this because then they'll say, oh, that small thing wasn't. But if someone properly cheats, like properly, and got the degree because of cheating, and then they took a profession to work, the job is haram in Islam. You can't take that job because the degree is forged. And if you present a forged degree to get a job, the income becomes haram as well because you're not qualified to do that. So this hadith says that if somebody became and he doesn't know his stuff, or she doesn't know, is not an expert, and then makes a mistake for Allah, you are responsible for it. So studying well is very important. Number 3, just bullet points. Thirdly, the third very important point, or from the ethical point of view, or general Islamic medical ethics, is that for a Muslim, male or female, medic, treating everybody equally, and that's, you know, whether someone's Muslim or non-Muslim. Because here you're not teaching them the Quran. You know, you're not teaching them, everyone has to be treated, male, female, you know, Muslim, non-Muslim. Someone who, you don't say, okay, did you pray Fajr Salah? Alright, injection. Fajr Salah, I'm sorry, go. You don't do that, of course. Muslim, non-Muslim, practicing, non-practicing, male, female, elderly, middle-aged, child, you know, whether your cultural background, Kuwaiti or no Kuwaiti, nobody's لا فضل لعربي ولا عجمي لأن أن تفضله بالتقوى. Nobody like I'm a Pakistani, Pakistani, let him come in. No, be equal. Someone is a Malaysian, Pakistani, or Tunisian, or Kuwaiti, or Bahraini, or Iraqi, or whatever. Everybody as the job. If you do something personally, like, you know, family or something, that's different. But as your job when you're doing it, treating everybody equally, it's very important. And this topic is lengthy, but I'll just mention that. And then number 4. The fourth important point for a Muslim medic is Muslim male or female medic, medical practitioner or anyone connected to the medical field is to always be connected. And this is generally, always be connected to God. Always be connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always be focused, the relationship with Allah, connection with Allah. Everything. And some doctors I know, mashallah, amazing, I know some medics like that, are very particular, everything. In the olden times, I know you might not be able to do this in the current, if there's non-Muslims coming in, because they won't understand. But if you have a Muslim, they will. In the olden times, before they would start even writing a prescription, you probably could do that. They would say, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Focuses on Allah. Huwa Shafi. They used to write. When you start prescription, they would write, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Huwa Shafi. La Shafi illa huwa. Allah is the one who cures. Nobody cures. Don't write that in the prescription. But I'm just saying, but you're focusing your mind, right? And that's not a problem. A Christian man can do that. Think about, his faith. A Jewish woman or man, they'll think about their faith. A Hindu will think about his faith. That's why they're Hindu. There's nothing wrong with that. A Hindu is a Hindu because he thinks that Hinduism is the best faith. A Christian is a Christian. Why is a Christian Christian? Because he thinks Muslims are the best faith? No. He's a Christian because he thinks this is the best way forward. So likewise, a Muslim is a Muslim because that Muslim thinks this is the best faith and this is the best for this world and the next world. There's nothing wrong with that, and this is not because there's a lot of Islamophobia, that's why we have to be particular about this. So it's just like, because you're a Muslim, you feel that this is the most important, part of your life, and it's your faith, and you believe in God, so you have this connection with God, and you keep this firmly in the mind. All of these are means, these are asbab. Allah is the actual Shafi. He is the one who cures. Sometimes you give the same medication, same illness to two people, one person gets cured, another one doesn't. Sometimes you do the same, the same prescription to two exactly same, symptoms, everything. One is cured, one isn't cured. Because these are just means. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who cures. So keeping focus on the mind, remembering the sabab and the musabbib, the means and the creator of means. And also, so that's one point. Another point is like when you have, these are from basic general etiquettes and ethics of Islam, is that when you talk to, and I'm sure you guys know this as well, you do that, you get this taught in general Western medical ethics as well, but to be kind and considerate towards your patient, giving them hope. Don't say, look up in your eyes, you're 2 days to live. Somebody came like this, exactly, you have the same problem, you've got cancer. No, of course you don't do that. Generally, you don't do that anyway. Muslim says that when you go to visit somebody who's ill and sick, what do you say? Inshallah. Inshallah, it's all purification. And it's all fine, you'll be good. This is, that's why the hadith says when you visit a marid, فَنَفِّسُوا لَهُ فِي الْأَجَلِ Give him hope that, inshallah, you're living so long, nothing's going to be wrong with you. It's all fine. It's just something small, it's just all inshallah. That this is what a Muslim does, gives people hope. Not that, you're going to die. So, this is what you do with your patients as well. Of course, you can't. You have to be honest. Of course, you have to be honest and proper. But generally, in the beginning, give them support. Don't scare them off. But then, when you have to sort of legally tell them what you have to tell them, then no problem. Blood tests, results have come, screening has taken place. But there's a way of saying it, a way of breaking news, all of that. So this is also part of Islam as well. And then another point is confidentiality, which is also part of Western medical ethics, but also Islamic ethics. Very important. Al-Mustashar Mu'taman, the hadith says, when someone seeks counsel and advice from you, you are trustworthy. That's for anybody. An imam of a mosque, a religious leader, a scholar, a shaykh, a doctor, a father. Someone comes and asks you, what about this sister or this brother for marriage? You're ameen. Allah has made you trust. You can't talk about this to anybody. You, as a doctor, you know that somebody's got illness, somebody's got HIV. You can't start telling people it's haram, sinful. Yes, if you have to legally say to maybe their partner or something, because there's exceptional cases where somebody is going to be harmed by it, then yes. And that's what legally the ruling would be as well. That if someone's potentially going to be harmed, then that's another case. But just, telling people, oh, this guy's got some STDs, sexually transmitted disease, or it's like this or like that. Can't. Not even at home. You're a wife and you're a doctor and your husband is in a different field, you don't go home in the bedroom, honey, you know, I had this man who comes to your mosque, you know, he's got this illness, you know, this sickness. No, you don't do that. And likewise, when you're a doctor, you don't go home and tell your wife everything. Confidentiality, very important, even for scholars. Now I speak to like at least 20, 30 people, either email or speaking on the phone a week. Hundreds of problems. I've been doing this for many, many years now. Hundreds of problems. So when they talk to me, the first thing they say, it's all confidential. I say, brother, sister, it's in from this ear and out from the same ear. I'm not even going to forget talk to somebody. I'm not even going to think about this. Unless when I need to research the mas'ala, the issue, or look into books to find out whether a ruling divorce is done or not, or whatever, etc. Of course, we don't talk about these issues. Nobody. No family member, nobody. This is very important. So confidentiality is very important. And lastly, it's very important that for a Muslim, in order for, so we already said one thing, but in order for us, you know, for any faith-based person, akhirah is what's important, the next life is what's important. So therefore, we want to ensure that whatever we do, whatever careers and jobs we do, we are not disobeying Allah. We are not violating the commands of Allah. We are not violating the laws of Sharia. That's the most important thing. In order to make everything we do an act of ibadah and reward, there's two things. One, I've already mentioned, anything we do, anything in the world, two things to make it an act of ibadah and we receive reward. Two things. I'm talking about non-ibadah issues. Okay, so salah, you know, is ibadah anyway, and you have to have the right intention. But I'm talking about general worldly activities. Sleeping, talking to somebody, eating food, traveling, studying, any worldly activity, normal, regular, mundane, worldly activity. Two things. One, I've already mentioned the first point, having a right intention, correct intention, having the intention, the correct intentions, I want to do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or whatever intentions you have. And the other is that the act has to be such that we do not break the commands of Allah. We are not committing sins. So if somebody takes a career of being a lawyer, barrister, solicitor, make an intention, inshallah, will help people, give them their just rights, other people being oppressed and in these Gulf countries. And anyway, a lot of these countries, I will inshallah stand up for adl. Inna Allah ya'muru bil adli. I'm going to stand up for adl, for justice. كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم اعدلوا. That doesn't mean I'm going to lie, because lying is haram. So intention is right, and the method has to be right. The means does not justify the ends. Does not justify the means. Somebody says, you know what, I'm going to go and rob a bank. Why? I want to give sadaqah. Because the ends is sadaqah. The mean, you know that the ends don't justify the means. So right intention, all the good intentions, but the method has to be right as well. Anything we do, our jobs, our careers, our lives have to be such that we do not break the laws. We try our best. Of course, we want everyone commits the same. I'm not saying everybody will be an angel. That means if كل بني آدم خطاؤون وخير الخطائين التوابون. Sorry, I pressed something and you can press it if you want. Time to go. Sorry. I don't know how much time you got. So these are very important. So the method has to be right. And the method meaning it has to be. We need to know the laws, we need to know the rules. Every job anyone does, if someone's a businessman, they need to learn the rules, the fiqh of your tijara. You need to know the rules of business and trade. If you're married, you need to learn the rules of marriage. If somebody's traveling, you learn the rules of traveling. Because every aspect of our life is governed by certain rules, do's and don'ts. So if someone's a lawyer, then you have to avoid, do it in a way which is not un-Islamic. You have to make sure you just avoid un-Islamic issues. Likewise for medics as well. And for medics it's big because the issues, beginning of life, end of life issues. And this is what takes us to, learning the fiqh of medicine. So that was just general, ethics. Look at these topics, look at the time. I told you, each one requires, I really don't have time to go into each one in detail, but I will just briefly just give you like an overview, absolute overview. You know, like the topics you're giving me, like organ transplantation seriously requires 3 to 4 hours. Or maybe we can fit it in 2 hours. Organ transplantation, looking at all angles. We have 1 hour to talk about 6, 7 different topics. There's books written on hundreds of pages. There's like scholars have been discussing, researching it for many, many years. There's Fiqh Academy, we have this International Islamic Fiqh Academy in Jeddah, Majma' al-Fiqh al-Islami. 1983, 87, 89, they were looking at organ donation, and there's like literally about 400 pages of volumes on organ transplantation. Every angle possible, from the medical side, from the Islamic side, from the usul side, from the fiqh side, from the Quran side, from the Sunnah side, from this side, that side, everything. When they come to conclusions, sometimes different opinions, scholars from around the world. So it's difficult, as you can understand. But let's just quickly. So I can, it's not as simple. That's why inshallah I'll talk about it. Maybe sometime what we could do is just do a course where you can take time out. For medics, for doctors, it's very important. Take time out, maybe good weekend, a whole day at least. If you can't take the weekend out, I'm not saying with me, but anybody, if you can't take a whole weekend out, then at least 1 day. Start about 9:30, 10 in the morning, finish 6:30, 7 p.m. Go through like 4 or 5, you can cover about four topics. Morning session, afternoon, evening session. In 1 day, I think you can cover 4 topics with PowerPoint presentation. Go through every aspect of it. You can do organ donation, abortion. What's important? Euthanasia, and the dealing with death, etc. So brain death, all of that. That's a topic on its own, and maybe some other topic. But anyway, what do you want me to talk about first? So that the order that you gave me is surgical ethics, organ donation. Should I talk about organ donation first?
If you want, we can also just they can ask specific things, or you can talk about things.
Okay, let me just give an absolute brief. Inshallah, organ donation. I'll just quickly just mention organ donation. As I said, it's a very lengthy topic. It's a new issue discussed by from the 1980s by medics and scholars from around the world. Muslim scholars are in different parts of the world. We have scholars in Malaysia, big scholars. We have scholars in the Arab world, in the subcontinent, Africa, different parts of the world. We have this International Islamic Fiqh Academy, which was actually there's an organization, Islamic countries, OIC. They started this in 19. Actually, the headquarters is in Saudi Arabia, or Hijaz. Actually, we use the word Hijaz, not Saudi Arabia, Hijaz. So in there. They have this still going on. This Memeber al-Fiqh al-Islami, 400 or 500 major scholars of the world, all of the world, and everybody. One of my teachers he's been there for 20 years, and he's been the vice chairman, Naib al-Rais of the Islamic Academy for many years. They discuss this whole topic. Now, what I'll say about organ donation is that there's actually 2 opinions. A lot of these issues, especially medical ethics, some things are very clear. Everyone knows, they agree that this is either permissible or not permissible. But some delicate issues, you will have differences of opinion. And in medics, there's a lot of differences of opinion. Because these are all ijtihad of current day Muslim scholars. Because these things do not exist. You won't have, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu inna organ transplantation, there's no ayah of the Quran, there's no hadith, there's no sunnah. People deduce from the Quran and sunnah from fiqh, from looking at the 4 schools of thought and the different books and the commentaries, and so it's general. So you have 2 main opinions. Initially there was like a majority was saying completely everything, all organ donation, transplantation, totally unlawful. Initially. But then when they got to know more and more, there was like a big split. 50% of the scholars of the Muslim world were saying it's not allowed, and another 50% were saying they all have evidences. Everyone's talking from solid evidences. Nobody's talking from the pocket. So, but now we've reached a time that majority majority do say, with certain conditions, it's permissible. The ones who disagreed with it, they had, some of the basic, the sort of basic principles or the basis, the foundation that they said is haram, not permissible, are things like human body honored, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, we honor the body, a human being, لَا يَمْلِكُ نَفْسَهُ وَبَدَنَهُ, a man does not, a human being does not own his own body, so you can't donate it, you can't, Allah has given. Another thing is muthla, you can't tamper and cut parts of the body. There's hadith like, kasru عظم الميت كسره حيا, like breaking the bone of a dead person is like breaking it when he's alive, etc., etc. It's very lengthy, but all these evidences that the human body is honored, it's amana, it's a trust, you can't really violate the amana or the sanctity, the sacredness, the karama of human body, etc., etc. That's the whole basis. Whereas on the other hand, I'm just going to a lot of these things are written. I will tell you where they're written as well, in English, inshallah. So those who can't, the summary of all of this. On the other hand, those who kind of who allow it, they and also the first book people, they say when there's evidences of permissibility and impermissibility, when they conflict, then you should always give preference to impermissibility. The ones who, majority now, generally, who say it's okay with conditions, the view of permissibility, number one is the basic, the qawa'id or the rules of need and necessity. So, فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ, when you're dying out of hunger, you can eat pork. If you're dying out of thirst, drink alcohol, etc. So they say this, al-darurat wal-mahdurat, the famous qaida, the principle. The necessities make prohibitions lawful. If there's a dire situation, then in Islam, haram things become halal. So they say this is like saving life. It's dire, absolute darura. And because of that, in this case, it will be permissible. So based on that. And then in regards to the human sanctity, the first group, they said, there's human sanctity, honor of the body, you're dishonoring. They say, no, the way the organ transplantation is done in this day and age, the procedure, etc., it's very, very, you do it in an honored way. So therefore they say that's not a problem. So that's, and then also, secondly, sometimes Sharia overlooks sanctity when the saving of someone's life is concerned. So like someone's dying, someone's drowning, and you put yourself at risk, you might get hurt, you have to go and cut yourself as well sometimes to go and save somebody. That's, overlooked because you're trying to save someone's life. So in this case as well, you're trying to save someone's life. As for not human being, not owning his body, again, Islam allows in certain situations to utilize your body. It's just like using wealth. The wealth doesn't belong to us. It's Allah gives. We spend it to help on people. So likewise, it's that type of spending, etc. So anyway, there's all these lengthy arguments based on that. Majority says permissible, especially most of the Arab scholars, Gulf countries, as well as non-Gulf, like Jordan, Syria, and all these places, Syria, wherever's left of it now, but all these countries, majority allow it. The Malaysian scholars, majority, do you know what the majority means? Permissibility. As far as the subcontinent, and there's a great fuqaha as well in the Indian subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, they're more strict on this. The scholars down there, there's an Islamic Fiqh Academy in India. They've allowed it at certain levels, but they are a bit strict generally. So, but it's, everyone respects it, especially it's respect each other's opinion. If somebody wants to follow, but the ones who allow it, there's conditions such as the Islamic Academy in Jeddah, their resolutions, things like if it's from a human, from a living body, then you have to make sure that it's not going to harm the person who's donating. So, like blood, it regenerates itself. If it's got something that's got of 2 kidneys, etc., it's not going to make harm to yourself. Okay? If it's from a cadaver, from a body, then it's permissible, as long as nobody is forced, compelled, there's proper permission, consent is taken, and also one very, very important condition is that no buying and selling. It's absolutely haram. You don't want to buy and sell organs. Okay, nowadays people buy sperm to have blue babies and blonde hair. Seriously, it's a big problem. But anyway, so this is, I'll talk about it in IVF, but there's these kind of conditions. And also only when there's genuine need. Only when there's an absolute, genuine medical need. Absolute. You know, there's like somebody, one of the brothers, you know, there's a group of young brothers, they started this organization. I was telling you about it before, afterwards as well. Google them and look at their website. It's called Muslim, and now it's called Center of Islamic Medicine, CEI, in England. They actually published a whole booklet called Organ Donation, Ethical, Moral Issues. You know, they're all doctors, medic students. But they checked it with some scholars. I edited the whole book for them. You can get it online. It's a PDF. At the end, they've given a very, sort of like a whole diagram. Is organ donation permissible in Islam? The majority say yes. So, what? Majority say yes if both general conditions and specific considerations are met. On the right, minority say outright no, regardless of the scenarios. Now we leave the outright no because there's nothing further. We just say no and the story colors. The ones that say yes, allowed, then general considerations and specific conditions. What are the general considerations? There must be absolute respect for the human body, explicit consent, no buying and selling, no sexual organs involved, genuine clinical need for transplantation with no viable alternative. These are the general conditions. If you have the specific ones, if the organ is from the living donor, then the type of organ can be, you might know these terms. Okay, you might know autograft and allograft and xenograft. Yeah, so it can be all of that. Each one, all of this is quite lengthy. Each one has its own rules. This is why you need to go a bit more deep and study it. If it's from a cadaveric donor, if it's like a body, then the majority say it's permissible to use anyway. That's not a problem. And then from this as well, there's slightly different rules for the allografts and the xenografts. And these three, there's slightly separate rulings as well. So with certain conditions, sorry, I keep on touching this because it's right next to me. Wait. So anyway, with these conditions, it becomes permissible. Okay, but there are conditions. There's no blanket, general, mutlaq, outright, complete every situation. Keep them things. Jazakallah khair. Wants me to go. Or question answer. But anyway, there's no general blanket. There's always conditions. Nobody. One point remember: nobody, no scholar in no part of the world, no jurists, fuqaha of Islam, nobody has allowed it unconditionally. That's never been. There's always conditions. Even if you look at some of the countries, the rules, Western countries, and everyone has rules. No country has general. Like, for example, consent. Nobody's allowed it in general. So that's something to remember. So that's with organ donation. You asking me, I have a dawah list. I have a website. I don't normally mention this because it's needed. I have a Q&A website which has been running for about 10 years now. Been answering questions before I started writing a lot of detail. I spent a lot of time. Lengthy articles. Like it's a Q&A, so you can go into sections: salah, prayer, aqidah, salah, prayer, zakat, hajj, fasting, miscellaneous issues, food and drink, death and burial. I've got all of these issues, besides one topic that I still haven't written myself, these were I was writing in 2007, 2008, so a lot of time by time. So lengthy, like some of them are 10 pages long. If you go on there to search, I've got organ donation and transplantation, I've got a lengthy 10-page article. Blood transfusion is about 5 pages. IVF surrogates, whether written like abortion, contraception, all of this, everything's on there. The only topic that you've given me, I don't have on there, and which I haven't myself done a lot of research on. I will talk about it briefly, is what the brother said about, end of life, life support machine, brain death, all of that issue. But anyway, so you can read that. That's one thing you can do. Number two, you can download that book. Go to just Google Center of Islamic Medicine, CIM, and there'll be a book, Organ Donation, Moral and Islamic Perspective. It's a PDF, and it's very well written. Very well written. It was written by 2-3 medics like you. Very well written. It's very balanced as well, gives both sides of the opinion. More towards, of course, permissibility. It's actually, there's a brother, he's graduated as a doctor now. He's originally Syria, good friend of mine. He started studying medicine at King's College London, and that's when I got to know him. And he was arranging a lot of programs at the university. We had seminars on abortion, and then he started this organization. Now this organization has grew. He's got about 10 scholars on board as Majlis Ashura, scholars, board of scholars on that organization. His brother as well, mashallah. Really good brothers, young brothers, and sisters, a lot of sisters. Nothing happens without sisters in this world. Children will come without sisters as well. Nothing comes in the world. Everything. So, especially great things that happen, it's always at the back. The brothers like to take all the credit. Sisters do all the background work. So, it's a good organization, and I was telling some brothers and sisters just before Salah that maybe inshallah I can talk to them, liaise with them. Okay? And maybe you can get them over and work together because it's very important. Next topic, quickly, what time is it? It's 7:53. Okay. We'll talk briefly, just quickly, about abortion. Abortion and termination of pregnancy. This is it's a lengthy topic. I actually have a book, I wrote a whole book on this, published about 5 years ago. I've got a book called Birth Control and Abortion in Islam. I don't sell it myself, so don't worry, I'm not advertising, I'm not getting any money. The publishers sell it. So whether you buy it or not, I'm not going to get any money. So I'm just telling you, it's 80 pages long. The first section is 50 pages or 40 pages on birth control, contraception, and the next 50 pages is abortion. Abortion is a very lengthy topic. Islam is very strict with abortion, just like Christianity is. It's absolutely haram, absolutely unlawful. There's no place for abortion because all of the same things. Life is sacred. Human life is sacred regardless of whether human is sacred regardless of whether the human is living or dead. This is the point. So even the body is sacred. Not just life, but even the body. That's why, what does Islam say? When you go, mashallah, nice haircuts, people have this brother here with a beautiful haircut. When you go to the barbers, what do you do? You know what you're supposed to do with the hair, do you? It's not haram. Nobody does this. It's not haram that we don't do it. Bury it. Really should. Our hair should be buried. Nails should be buried. Not in the bin, if you can. Because every part, anything that's of honor should be buried. So, don't worry about it if you can't do it. If you can do it, alhamdulillah. If you can't, then don't worry about it. But don't get scared. Some people think, I'm going to bury something, they're doing something. People live in a superstitious kind of. Right? Pray Salat al-Janazah every time, yes. Bury it, Allahu Akbar. Janazah on the head. But human body is very sacred. So, therefore, abortion is totally haram. Now, Sharia has divided abortion into 2 stages. This is the general ruling. One is before the ruh and soul is blown into the fetus, one is after. Normally, this is general, some disagree with this, but generally most of the scholars say that this is based on 120 days. So the soul is blown into the fetus. This is based on one Qu'ranic ayah, one hadith. The Qu'ranic ayah in Surah Al-Mu'minun. ثم خلقنا نطفة علقة فخلقنا العلقة مضغة فخلقنا المضغة عظاما فكسونا العظام لحما ثم أنشأناه خلقا آخر فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. Okay. فتبارك الله. Yes, Q&A anyway. فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. In that particular ayah, Allah talks about different stages of the human body. First, it's like a drop of sperm, nutfa, then alaqa, then mudgha, clot of blood, and then piece of flesh. And then those stages in the hadith of Bukhari and Muslim, the duration has been mentioned. إن أحدكم يجمع